What's up, guys? Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about displaying text more elegantly to the terminal. Let's get started. Okay, so while I'm waiting for my computer to boot up, I thought I'd overview the lesson for today. We're going to be covering basically two things. The first thing is concatenation. Or concatenating. I don't know if concatenation is a word, but and then also the escape character. Brief explanation on concatenating or concatenation. It's basically joining two things together, and in particular when talking about letters or strings. And so it's taking two different words and squishing them together. When you think about the print command, you should recall, I hope you recall, that using the print command is you say print equal or print and then parentheses whatever text you want to print. Well, sometimes you might want to include in that string or in that line on the terminal text which says x equals some value. And so I'm going to show you how to do that on the same line. So that's going to be really nice. The second thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was the escape character. But my computer is turned on, so I'm going to get into the screen display. Okay, so in our discussion or in our pursuit of this word game, right? We're wanting to make a game that you can play in the terminal, and it's all text-based. So this is, of course, going to rely heavily on the print command, and we're going to want to be able to print very clean and nice interface, a clean and nice interface for the user. Now, if I go, so we're going to start in the terminal or in VS Code. I apologize. And we're going to go ahead and open up just a new document or even just an old one. Now, let's go ahead and create a new document. And the way that we do that is if you click in, make sure that you have the working folder, the work folder selected that you're working in. Right click in here, and if we say new file, if I'm not mistaken, yes, it works. Then we can say, we could even put today's date maybe, which is 1/1-1. Will that work? I don't know. Oh, don't forget to include .lua, and that'll help the computer know how to color the script that you're writing. Okay, so let's start by defining A, and we want to set this equal to, let's just say, hello. Jello? Hey. So hello. And then, of course, if we said print A, what would happen? Well, let's find out. So we save that, come on down to the terminal, and make sure that we are in the right one. We're in Documents. So we're going to say Lua 11-1.lua. What? Why is? Oh, hands down one row. I'm sorry. Let's do that right this time. Okay, and it says hello. I'm going to say clear. Get that out of the way. And so that worked correctly. So it printed hello. No big deal. Well, let's say we want it to include some standard text after after the variable, like something that doesn't change. Well, this is where concatenation comes in, and it is accomplished using the double dot syntax. So this double dot means that whatever is coming after it, join it together. So if we said double dot world, don't forget, include your parentheses, include your quotation marks. If I could just speak. So quotation marks are going to tell the computer that the text is a string. All right, so that's important. We're gonna save that. Come on down to the terminal and see what happens. Lua 101, hello world, and that is correct. It's of course it doesn't look very nice, and we can kind of tell where the problem is. For me, I want H to be capitalized, which was not exactly terrible, but second thing is we need a space here. So we're going to do that, save it, and then of course run it to see how that looks, and it looks perfect. So what we've done here is we've included a variable inside of the print statement. This gives us the ability to change what the print statement says. So let's say that after we define it as hello, somewhere else in the script we redefine it as a number maybe. And so can we do this? Well, let's try it. So will numbers concatenate with text? Let's see if Lua does it automatically. Lua 101, enter 4. It actually does. It concatenates numbers. So you can take numbers and then stick them straight in with text, and it'll just display them together. Now, hopefully you're asking the question, what about tables? Which tables are much more complex, and you can't just say print table. It won't give, if I'm not mistaken, it won't just print out the table. It will give an error or something like that. And so you'll have to tell it to print out each of the items in a table if you want to see the entire table. Okay, so that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you is concatenation. Very simple. Hopefully you understand that. Now, let's talk about the escape character. So sometimes when we print things, we want to format it, or we want to include a sound maybe even, which is a little different. But let's say we want to tab over. We just want to go over one tab or two tabs and have everything line up like a table format. So there's actually ways that you can include a tab in your text, and let me show you. First of all, this character right here, which is the backslash, it's located right below the backspace. It is known as the escape character. And when the interpreter is reading, let's say some text that is within quotation marks, right? Quotation marks are how you denote text. So when it sees this character, it does something different with what follows. So it sees the character, and then the next, it sees the escape character, and then the following character, it will perform some function based on the preceding or the following character. Okay, enough of this. Let's actually try it out, right? So if we say print quotation marks, let's start some parentheses. Now let's put some quotation marks in here, and we are going to type out some text. Hello, this is a test, and let's go ahead and make sure that this is going to run before we go any farther. So we're gonna say clear. So Lua, hello, this is a test. So that works just fine. Now let's actually try this escape character. Before you can actually try it, you would have to know what characters are available to use, and so that's where the Lua, just Googling it, Lua escape characters is going to help you out a lot. But I'll just give you this one. It's a /T. And what's it going to do? Well, let's find out. If we save that, go down to our terminal again, Lua 101, And there you notice the difference between the two. Hello, this is a test, and the bottom one is hello tabbed over, this is a test. Now, like I said, that could be very useful for a table where you want everything following the hello, for instance, to be lined up. And it doesn't matter how big the first word is, the second word is going to be lined up. So think of it like I said, like a table. So that's a good use of that. So that's the T. How about N? What would N do? We save that, come down here, up arrow, and that is actually what's called a new line. That the \n is new line. So it drops your text down below hello, and that's just what it does. Now let's say that you are randomly typing in letters to try different escape characters. Well, in this case, VS Code will tell you you can't do Q. Q is not an escape character. But I'm just curious. Let's see what happens can we break this thing? No. Let's make sure that we click down here on our terminal, up arrow twice to clear out. And so it actually just goes ahead and prints Q because Q is not, Q's not a function, but it still prints it. Here's an example of this idea where the backslash basically allows the next character to be printed. If you needed to include a backslash in your text, well, then the way to do that is to escape the escape character. It's kind of confusing, but I can demonstrate here. So 2 backslashes, if we do 2 backslashes, then it actually prints the second. So it escapes the first and then prints the second. So the idea here is that you're able to add some formatting to your text, okay? All right, so for the assignment today, I want you to, first of all, concatenate a variable. So you're going to create a variable, like A here, give it some value. It can be a string, it can be a number, it doesn't matter. And then concatenate it inside of a print statement. You cannot copy what I have. And then inside of those quotation marks, I want you to include some escape characters. And to stay on the track of this sort of food fight game idea we have, I would like you to create a menu. So this would include, so you'd have like a menu title, and then below it you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 would have some sort of item, and then 2 would have some sort of item, and so on and so forth. And so just that alone, creating a menu, would mean having the concatenation and an escape character, probably an escape T for tabbing over from the number to the actual item that the number is a placeholder of. So anyways, that's what I want you to do. So get started, and hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you next class.